Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Sue, your East Oakland advocate. Well, the proposition that not mayor, but Governor Gavin Newsom has been talking about uh, awarding $20 billion to build affordable housing will not be on the November 5th ballot. It was pulled today, and the reason why it was pulled is it did not have enough support. And that was one of the uh, propositions, bond measures that I was really on the fence about. Number one, because it's a tax, a $19 additional tax for every $100,000 of value on your home. So that would be an assessment on top of the high property taxes that you're already paying on home, making home ownership even that much more unaffordable. And I remember when I was a homeowner in the Grand Lake area, and I was protected under Prop 13, and so my property tax for the home was $580. That's what my grandparents were paying. That's what my uncle was paying. And so it didn't go up much, $580. But the assessments that were added on top of that were nearly $1,800. Yeah, so the assessments were far more than the property tax on the value. And I say that because I know a lot of people are struggling with their property tax bill, and then you're paying 10,000 plus, annually. Yeah, it's deductible, but it still hurts, and it's a lot of money. And then to have additional assessments, because you get your tax bill, you look at all the assessments, and like I said, mine, uh, it was crazy. $1,800 additional in assessments, $580 for the actual property tax. And my next door neighbor who purchased his home, a couple that purchased their home about the time that my wife and I moved into my grandparents' home after we got most of the remodel done. They were paying $10,000 annually for their property tax on top of, and then they had assessments on top of that. So my neighbor was talking about $12,000 uh, with property tax and assessments on his home annually. So back then, and that was back in 2007, 2008 when I last spoke with them, and they were uh, getting ready to sell their home and move out of Oakland because of crime, and also their jobs. Their jobs were over in the city, so they were both trying, and they're both executives, so they were both trying to move over to San Francisco. But um, it was very, very tough situation back then because home prices, as you know, were really starting to fall because of the economic crash that had just occurred. As I was a victim of that. So anyway, that $20 billion would have put in place a lot of affordable housing throughout the Bay Area. That was just a pot of money for the Bay Area. $20 billion would have gone to build a lot of affordable housing in throughout the Bay Area, and would have helped alleviate some of the homelessness that we have, and the struggles that a lot of people are finding affording rent. So anyway, that won't be on the ballot on November 5th. For my personal opinion is I didn't like it. I did not support it at the when it was pulled this afternoon. It only had 54% approval from the voters, and this is one of those measures where it needs 2/3 majority uh, approval for it to pass because it is a tax. and so it didn't make it. And personally, I'm glad to see that it didn't, because I'm sure there are much better ways that we can fund affordable housing without having to raise taxes on those who have housing. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.